Hello, welcome back. We are doing the Money Mama Talks interview series again. This is season 2. I'll just do a little introduction about what it is. Money Mama Club is something that I started at the beginning of COVID. The idea was to help women, both cis and trans women, to make money online during these hard times. Hey, welcome everyone. Today I am going to be joined by Amour, who is a multi-talented brand whiz. She is the founder of Holistique. She has written a book called Consentopia, which is all about consent, as well as a personal memoir of hers. And she also runs Ancestral Essentials and is a spiritual healer, as well as a mentor for sex workers and a very talented content creator and adult entertainer herself. So we will just wait for her to get in. If you didn't see any of the Money Mama Talks interviews from last season, they are all in a series in my IGTV on my profile. We spoke with sex workers, authors, models, actors, activists. It's really the full spectrum of badass women. And I'm excited for season 2. This is the very first episode of season 2. And Amber is here now, so I'm going to invite her in. Let's see if this works. I just got this shirt today. It's very boobalicious. All right, it is connecting. Hopefully this works. If you hear some heavy breathing in the background, that's just my dog, so don't mind her. It still just says connecting. This is always like the fun part. See if we can get this to work and connect. Let's see. Maybe I will try. It still just says connecting. Boop. Unable to join. Okay, it said you were unable to join, so I don't know if you can here, if I can invite you. Perfect. Let's try this again. Connecting. Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Perfect. I'm so glad that worked
Cheers.
out. So we had to
Yes, me
postpone.
too. How are
You were going to
you?
be my first person on a couple of weeks ago. I'm doing well. How are you? How
Great.
is our
I'm so
connection?
happy to
Can
be
you
here.
hear me?
Thank you. Yes, I
Perfect.
can.
Okay, great. Can you please give a quick introduction of who you are, what you do, what you stand for, what's your message, for those who don't know you
Yes,
yet?
absolutely. My name is Amour, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And I am a holistic healer, coach, spiritual coach. I teach everything that you need to know about how to empower yourself using alternative therapy and natural methods. And that is just my specialty, whether it's mind, body, soul. I really go into a lot of healing of trauma as well, working with survivors of
Mhm.
sexual assault, and I work with sex workers as well.
Perfect. And you just had
Yes.
a great accomplishment. You released a book recently, which I have purchased and
Mhm.
am going through. It's fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit about Consentopia?
Yes, I decided to write Consentopia to teach the world about consent and to help people have more empowering relationships in and outside the bedroom. And I noticed that most of people's problems come from lack of communication. So I teach people how to have those conversations that are difficult and to face those topics and to explore their own desires and boundaries as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first
Yeah.
part of your book is all about uh, just the basics of consent. Can you tell us a little bit about what consent means in a sex positive space, and what is a sex negative space in your opinion?
Yes. Well, I mean, consent is really just about having permission, and there are a few really important criteria that you have to meet in order to even get permission. So, first thing is that consent should be sober, it should be among adults, it should be enthusiastically given, freely given, ongoing. And those are like some of the main things that the main criteria. I have like a list of five that I talk about in my book, and I explore them in a lot more detail as well. And when it comes to a sex positive space, that means it's an environment where people talk about sexual health and the all everything that it entails in a very open manner without shaming or judgment.
Mhm.
And that is very important because a lot of people don't know things they need to know. And consent is not even, talked about, let alone sex education. So these are some topics that I wanted to bring to the world. And sex negative spaces are specifically environments that are judgmental, that victim blame, that, judge and like sex shame,
Mhm.
specifically women. And these are also spaces that are homophobic, transphobic, and that include misogynoir. So there's a lot that goes into sex negative spaces, and that's kind of the culture we're living in, today. Most people in general are operating in a sex negative mentality
Mhm.
because they were shamed out of even being educated, to empower
Yeah.
themselves and others.
Absolutely. I think that the idea of shame on both sides of sex, whether you're ashamed about, self pleasure from a very young age, so you're not really taught, how to ask for your needs to be met,
Right.
because you're not really supposed to be having a pleasurable sexual experience anyway.
Mhm.
So how for you personally did your journey go from realizing, maybe your first sexual experiences to realizing, hey, actually, society is really not teaching about consent, and I don't really know how
Mhm.
to ask for the things that I want and set boundaries in a healthy way. How did you
Yes.
explore that journey yourself?
I mean, it was through learning about consent, and getting more empowered, through learning about women's rights and feminism, and through the feminist movement. When I was really into it, I learned about what consent is. And that is when I realized that I had not given consent so many times,
Hmm.
without even realizing it. So there's this image of like what love is, what romance is, and how to pursue someone that is depicted in Hollywood, and it's highly toxic. And that is, it usually involves violating people's consent.
Right,
Showing up to someone's house is a consent violation. Without,
right,
without permission, that is consent violation. You know, Doing certain things are over romanticized. And, that is when I would experience something like that and I would realize, like, wow, I'm really uncomfortable here. Why am I so uncomfortable? This is supposed to be romantic. That's
right,
when I realized, like, we did not learn about consent. We did not learn how to properly approach people.
right,
And, that's kind of how I learned about consent, what it was, what it wasn't, just through my own experiences and educating myself. Like, if you don't know what consent is, you don't know if you're really giving it.
right. I think that your point about like mainstream media kind of glorifying non-consent culture has really had a huge impact. I know on my personal experiences with love and romance and dating. You know, I I feel like I'm kind of taught to like push away, even and especially if you really want it. Like if you really want a guy, like push him away as
Mm-hmm.
much as
Play hard to
possible.
get.
Play hard to get. And I think this probably goes more for heterosexual relationships, but as they've been portrayed in media, although I'm sure it leaks into other forms of relationships as well. But I know for sure that I feel like, um, you know, men are taught that the more that they push for something, the more of a hero that they are, and
Mm-hmm.
the more a
It's
woman will
glorified.
feel, yeah, the more a woman will feel wanted and needed and respected, and that has yeah become very confusing in dating culture. So I think it's great that you wrote this book. How long did it take you to write the book? Is it something you've been working on for years and years, or was it just a snap to
Yeah.
write?
It took me over 10 years to write this book because it also includes
Wow.
my memoirs. So
Yeah.
when I was going through the experiences, I would write them down as I was going along.
So 10 years. So you must feel very excited to finally have it released. Did you
Definitely.
go through a difficult process with figuring out self-publishing? Like, how did you figure out how to publish and market your first book?
Well, I thank you for asking that question. It's been a process, and I initially, before I decided to self-publish, I did pitch and make a lot of pitches to literary agencies
Mm-hmm.
and different publishers. And I mean, I found some good opportunities, but at the end of the day, I was just guided to self-publish, which scared me because I questioned how far this would go.
Yeah.
But I also knew that I've always known that this will be a worldwide success. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, and I'm patient now that it's already been out. I'm just living my life and not rushing anything. As far as marketing is concerned, my Instagram got deleted. So,
Oh
that
my
was
God.
my main source of like marketing. I had 25,000 followers when it was deleted last week. And I was just like, what do I want to do from here?
Yeah.
Do I
How do
want
you
to keep
pivot?
going? I mean, honestly, I'm back and up in action. Paid promo is your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Investing in your marketing is your best friend. So I have complete confidence with my new page, and I'm just kind of starting over, and I'm feeling great about it because it allows me to rebrand. It allows me to have a new message, new people, and new energy. So I
Yeah.
don't mind getting deleted. This is like my fifth account. I have
Really?
had like 160,000 followers lost in the Instagram
Really?
abyss, and I am totally fine because
Oh
there's
my God.
millions
You
more to
just learned
come.
to, yeah. I had my
It's
first
nothing.
experience in November with getting my account deactivated, and that was my first time that that had ever happened. And
Mm.
I was totally mortified because, my Instagram was also my main marketing channel, and I had been sort of working towards other ways to market, my
Mhm.
OnlyFans or Money Mama Club, because I knew that Instagram is kind of this, it's fragile. It's a very fragile platform, and you really cannot depend on it for um yeah, for everything. So so you said you've had 5 accounts deleted at this point?
Yeah, there's like two that I was just like I'm permanently like locked out of, and they're still up. Amber the Icon and Creating Consent Culture, they still have like 100,000 followers between them. And then I've had a few other accounts get completely deleted, and again I'm since I've been it through before, I'm not devastated. You
Right.
know that that's it's just like you brush it
It's just how it
off, you
is.
cry
Yeah.
about it, and then you start over.
And then you start
So
over.
I just see this as like another part of my business hustle is like, I go through a lot of things as in facing discrimination, and doing this work as an adult entertainer and someone who helps adult entertainers. So with that
Right.
being said, it comes with the territory. When you sign up to help adult entertainers and you're speaking on consent, it comes with the territory, but it's all good.
I can imagine. Yeah, I think we're all getting ready now, figuring out how to use our Instagrams in just the right way so that we don't get these things taken down. But you've been in the industry. How long have you been in the adult entertainment industry, content creation, um, across the board? Tell us a little bit about your journey, let's say over the last 10
Mhm.
years. Let's go back a decade.
Yeah, I mean, last 10 years, that was probably when I had my one of my first experiences in the entertainment industry, but I was very like mortified and
Oh,
judgmental of
really?
myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I blocked it out of my memory and just like pretended it never happened. And then, I became a content creator like probably 5 or 6 years ago, living in
Mm-hmm.
California. And I mean, that was just out of necessity. I needed work, and my friend was telling me about how it would be a great form of income. And I
Mm-hmm.
had my own apartment, so it just made sense. It just made sense. And I've always had other forms of income. So, I was working on my spiritual business and giving readings at the time. And I think it was also like certified in Reiki, or just about to get certified in Reiki at that
Okay,
time.
cool.
And so I've always mixed spirituality with my work and never seen any conflict, because sex is sacred. And that is a part of my message as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
The sacred
it
nature
makes
and the healing
perfect sense.
nature.
So can you tell me
Yeah.
about ancestral essentials and how you
Yes.
work as a healer, especially now during lockdown when you can't really see people to do Reiki in person and things like that?
Yes, well, Ancestral Essentials is a healing business, and our specialty is sea moss and spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, we sell all healing herbs. We sell every healing herb that a person could, needs to have all their minerals and vitamins and have a high vibration. And being on lockdown is not a barrier for Reiki, because Reiki can be done long distance and remotely. You don't need to be in person to send energy. You can be thousands of miles away and still receive the healing energy of Reiki. So I've had clients
Mm-hmm.
in Australia, Europe, all over, and it's something that brings me a lot of
Right,
joy to
because
help others
Reiki,
heal.
actually, you don't touch people anyway, right?
Yeah, you don't touch
That's
anyone.
right.
You align the chakras. You cleanse the aura.
Got it. So you are still providing Reiki sessions via Zoom or Skype or, sorry, my dog.
Yes, over Skype, and then just focusing on ancestral essentials right now. Thank you for the shout out. We
Yeah, of course.
teach, all about healing. So right now, like our main content on our Instagram page is all about like nutritional benefits of every food that you can imagine, and the best herbs that are going to raise your vibration and feed your cells. So during a pandemic, it's very important to
And do you
educate
have,
yourself. Excuse me?
I was going to ask if you have products as well that you're mixing yourself and sending out.
Yes, everything is made, by me and shipped out. And we have got a great team that helps out. And it's really, really important, that we can help people right now in the midst of this pandemic to learn about their health and how to have a really
Absolutely.
strong immune system.
Yeah. Do you find that your clientele has grown a lot during the pandemic as people are kind of looking for just some kind of other answer than the mainstream and Western medicine things that we've been, used to?
Yeah, I mean, it was because this pandemic started that I decided to start that business. And
Okay,
I
so it's
saw
new actually.
Yeah, we began right when the lockdown started, because I was going, like, when they were talking about all this stuff was going on, I was like, oh my God, I need to get my herbs. Like, I need to boost my
Hmm.
immune system. I need to detox right now. I was freaking out. So I went
Yeah,
to the store to get my herbs, and the herb section was sold out completely.
everybody was like trying to find any
I
kind of
said,
medicine.
yeah. So I started buying my herbs bulk, and just for myself. But then I was like, well, this can help the world and this can help other people if they just know what herbs to take, what will give them antioxidants and vitamin C, then that's it. So, the best herb, for
Yeah.
example, for example, elderberry is one of your best
Okay.
options when it comes to like antiviral herbs. And it's a very delicious tea. It tastes like berries, add a little bit of agave, and it's like
Hmm.
delicious. So that was one of the actual herbs that was sold out when I went to the store that day. And I said, okay, let me bring this to the public. So that's where this
Yeah.
came from.
Okay, perfect. So what are your main pillars right now? The things that you're working on, would you say it's yeah, life, money, family, spirituality? What are friendships? What are like the three
Oh,
main things that you're really working on this year?
the three main things I'm working on this year are money, because that's always up there,
We always need to be,
and
yeah.
but like more like investments,
Hmm.
so buying property, getting more serious about my money.
Absolutely.
And different types of investments. The other thing is like I'm also focused on resting because I know
Hmm.
things are going to go crazy really soon with my work and with the world. The world's not going to slow down anytime soon, so I'm going to give myself some time to just be.
Resting, I think, is
um,
so,
yeah,
so important, especially yeah, especially now it doesn't it's hard to you know, in jobs like ours where you're just constantly creating content and, promoting your different channels, you're self-employed, like it's people think you're not doing anything, but you're doing so much
literally,
all the time and
exactly.
it's hard to give yourself a break. Like I feel bad,
Yeah,
on Sundays now I'm trying to have Sunday off and what seems like, a friendly message about something, organizing something on OnlyFans is like, yeah, that's a friendly, kind of message, but I need to separate and maybe allow myself to not answer this right now because I could just be working from when I open my eyes to when I
when you close them.
when I close them. Yeah. If I ever
I'm
close
totally
them.
like that. I'm like complete like workaholic, Capricorn, but it's like also based on like my own well-being and survival. So
Well, do
sometimes
you
I'm
have a
just like, I
birthday soon
excuse
then?
it, and I'm just like, I want to win. I want to just reach my
I
goals.
know.
It's not even about survival. It's more about thriving at this point. So it's like, I
Exactly.
don't want to stop, I don't want to stop doing anything. I just want to keep going. But I'm learning to honor rest and breaks and
Yes.
myself.
Okay, so what's the third one? Money, rest, and
Oh,
what's the third one?
travel this year. I am going all over.
Yeah.
I have tickets
Oh,
already. I have a
amazing.
whole retreat booked to Egypt, and I'm leaving for Egypt in March, and I'm really excited for that.
Amazing.
Other places to go, I want to go to Honduras and just connect more. These are all business trips, because Ancestral and Essentials is very much connected to, the Egyptian culture and society.
Hmm.
And, for Honduras, I want to go connect with Dr. Sebi's family. And my whole business is based on Dr. Sebi, who is a great master healer. And he used herbs and fruits and vegetables to heal people from literally the
Hmm.
worst of the worst, all the incurables. And so he, really inspires me. And I'm thinking just to go explore, see if I can go meet his family in Honduras and go to their retreat center. So a lot of
Amazing.
just travel and self-care this year. I'm even thinking about Bali. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Honestly, I'll meet you. I'll meet you there. It's so
Yeah,
hard
let's
because
go.
yeah, I also cannot wait. One of my goals last year or for the last couple of years has really been to get myself into a financial situation where I can work from anywhere. And I finally got my OnlyFans to that place where it's,
Yes.
enough. And then now I can't go anywhere. So I was like, that was that was the ultimate bummer that, you just finally get it to that place where like I really could go live somewhere for a month now and survive on my OnlyFans, but alas, now I cannot. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm in Denmark and we're on lockdown until they say middle of February. So fingers
Hmm.
crossed that it'll open up soon and I'll be able to make some trips, but we shall see. Is there anything that you would like to shout out? Do you have anything coming up or any links to plug? This is your moment to shamelessly self-promote.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. I just want to really kind of just put my focus down. Like I could say a million things and put my whole link tree list
Yeah.
here in this conversation, but I really just want to encourage everyone to read more about consent. I've written some articles with Tiny Buddha about consent, and that is a really great place to start. The first article is 44 things to not say to someone who has been raped. And the second article is 39 inspirational messages for survivors of sexual assault who are men. So my work is very much inclusive of all genders, all backgrounds, and really just want to put the word out to everyone, like educate yourself about consent. You think you know, but you have no idea what consent is. And that is why I've written a 268-page book on consent in addition to other books on consent. So there is so much that we need to know about it. So thank you
Yes, and
for
the book is
going.
so great. Consentopia. Everybody needs to read it. It's
Yes, amberamour.com. That is where you can get it from.
perfect. Awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. This will be
Blessings.
up on my page immediately, and then I'm going to put it up on the Money Mama Club page, and I will tag you so that everybody can find you after.
Oh,
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much, Amber. Talk
thank you
soon.
so much. You're the best.
You're
Be
the best.
blessed.
Bye.
Bye.